Welcome everybody to the Ephrom Josine show for April 30th, 2018. I am your host, Ephrom Josine. So, as many of you know, over the weekend, the British government more or less killed a child named Alfie Evans. Italy, a country with another single-payer system, mind you, offered to pay for the child's medical treatment and even fly him off to Italy so he wouldn't even be taking up space in Britain, and Britain refused. Now, this is because the British government, especially since Brexit, has become more and more authoritarian. For instance, another example of this is when the UK government fined a man who went on the online name Count Dankula, which I desperately hope that's not his real name, because he made a video of his pug doing a Hitler salute. Now, he claimed the video was making fun of Nazism, but even if it wasn't, in a free society, you have the right to believe atrocious things. I'm sorry, but that is part of the First Amendment. That is part of free speech in general. I understand England does not have a First Amendment. However, the very concept should not go away just because it isn't directly written in paper. The United Kingdom is also currently attempting to ban knives, as the Independent reports. Anyone buying a knife online will be banned from having it sent to a residential address under the government's new crackdown following a surge in street stabbings. So, you buy a knife online. Mind you, it doesn't even say, the laws, I've read some of them, don't make any distinction between most kinds of knives. Like a butter knife like this, that cannot be sent to a residential address in the UK. Now, I never honestly tried to stab someone with a butter knife. However, I imagine it would be pretty difficult. However, I'm no intellectual or anything. I'm just someone who understands how blades work. I mean, look at how non-sharp this is. My God. Mind you, this is not the fault of some politically correct social justice warrior agenda or anything. As mentioned earlier, the Conservative Party currently controls the Parliament in Britain, and has such since the year 2010. Not only that, but their current Prime Minister, Theresa May, made some clear and honestly dangerous statements during their last election, such as claiming that we need to regulate the internet, and saying essentially that you should have no online privacy. Her party has since then taken attempts to ban things like pornography, which I don't even think I need to go into detail about all the rights such a thing violates. Here's some more news. Recently, a new bill has been introduced in order to more or less allow Wall Street to steal your cars. This is a specific deregulation bill aimed at the bank Wells Fargo, as what they used to do before the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau put a stop to it was they used to be able to give you a car loan and then put all sorts of fees that you never agreed to on your car loans. To quote from the Huffington Post, the company forcefully placed duplicative or unnecessary insurance on hundreds of thousands of vehicles owned by customers who had taken out a car loan with the bank. This not only resulted in a typical charge of over $1,000 to which these customers had never agreed to. That one was me, it wasn't the article. But for at least 27,000 customers, the Bureau wrote, the additional cost of force-placed insurance could have contributed to a default that resulted in repossession of their vehicle. So you take out a car loan, they give you all sorts of fees you never agreed to, and then they repossess your vehicle. And you know what they do with repossessed vehicles? They sell it off to someone else. And if that person needs a car loan, oh boy, the whole cycle starts all over again. This is the same trick people like payday lenders do, which is one of the most corrupt industries in the United States. The whole goal is more or less a circle that will make you go bankrupt and make the bank very, very rich. However, the funniest part is, as of right now, 9 Democrats have signed up to more or less help Wall Street steal your car. And yes, I'm using the term steal because corporations are people after all. Quoting again from the article, the bill authored by one of the Bureau's most ferocious critics, Representative Sean Duffy, R. Wisconsin, has the backing of self-styled progressives such as Representative Gwen Moore, D. Wisconsin, Senator Tammy Baldwin, also Wisconsin, along with 6 more conservative House Democrats, and Senator Joe Manchin, who, if you do not know, is one of the most infamous blue dogs in the United States Senate. Lastly, we're going to talk about someone who I've wanted to address on the show for a while, but I've never really gotten around to. Everybody meet Jordan Peterson, or as I personally like to call him, a younger Jerry Falwell. You'll see what I mean, because while he is nicer than Jerry Falwell, in the sense that he, say, wouldn't come right out and say that he believes that 9/11 was God's revenge for abortion and gays, he still has that sort of feeling to him. Dusty Smith on Twitter made a compilation of some of his best tweets. I figured I'd just read them out to you. Proof itself of any sort is impossible without an axiom as global provided. Thus, faith in God is pre-requested for all proof. That, of course, does not make any sense. Here is another one. With all the accusations of sexual assault emerging, e.g. Louis C.K., we are going to soon remember why sex was traditionally enshrined in marriage. You heard it here, folks. Sexual assault is only supposed to happen in marriage, okay? Reminder, this is the man Paul Joseph Watson calls a rock star. I mean, you remember when AC/DC was out there saying you have to believe in God for there to be proof? Here's another one. Women, if you usurp men, they will rebel and fail, and you will have to jail or enslave them. I'm not even entirely sure what that's supposed to mean, and I'm pretty sure it's still misogynist. Congratulations, Jordan. How do you feel? And here is my personal favorite. Could casual sex necessitate state tyranny? The missing responsibility has to be enforced somehow. Again, remember when AC/DC was going around saying this? This man truly is a rock star. I just feel like I need to let these speak for themselves. But okay, so this guy is stupid. Well, what if I told you that Jordan Peterson's also quite a big fan of schoolyard bullying? You think I'm joking, right? Well, I'm not. Dusty Smith posted this excerpt from his book on Twitter. I'm just going to read it to you. It is for this reason that Nelson Muntz of The Simpsons is so necessary to the small social group that surrounds Homer's anti-hero son, Bart. Without Nelson, king of bullies, the school would soon be overrun by resentful, touchy Millhouses, narcissistic, intellectual Martin Princes, soft, chocolate-gorging German children. He doesn't even remember his name, by the way. He just says German children. And infantile Ralph Wiggum. Muntz is a corrective, a tough, self-sufficient kid who uses his own capacity for contempt to decide what line of immature and pathetic behavior simply cannot be crossed. So that's him basically praising bullies for correcting people. That doesn't really feel like it needs to be commented on. It's one of those things that you just sort of learn in elementary school is wrong, but I guess elementary schools are overran by liberals, so. Part of the genius of The Simpsons is its writers' refusal to simply write Nelson as an irredeemable bully, abandoned by his worthless father, neglected, thankfully, by his thoughtless slut of a mother. I'm reading this exactly as it's written, by the way. Nelson does pretty well, everything considered. He's even of romantic interest to the thoroughly progressive Lisa, much to her dismay and confusion, for much the same reason that 50 Shades of Grey became a worldwide phenomenon. You heard it here first, kids. If you're a schoolyard bully, all the girls will like you. Oh my god. Look, I'll be first to say the nice guy thing is completely idiotic, but can I just say, one, if you're a woman and you genuinely love someone just because they act like a schoolyard bully, you're kind of a bad person. I think that's fair to say. Is that fair to say? That's pretty fair to say. And two, I thought we learned quite a long time ago that there's a very huge difference between what people dream can be real. That's why it's called like dream guy or dream girl and not actual human being, typically. But yeah, these were just some of the greatest nuggets of Peterson. I figured I'd give you guys a little introduction to him because this man is interesting and I'll probably come back to him soon. But anyway, that's it. I'm Ephrom and good night.